Alrighty, guys, here we go. Happy Friday. It's your boy Stas here. Got my good old double espresso, and yes, I have a goofy mug. Make fun of me in the comments all you want, guys. So we have to break down the stock market today, which is going nuts after we got weaker than expected labor market data, which you might be like, Stas, wait, we got weaker than expected labor market data, and the market's going up? Why is that happening? Well, we're going to cover that in this video and talk about where my head's at, stocks I'm watching, and the charts, of course. So, guys, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Join my Patreon if you want to keep up with my portfolio updates. Be a part of my private Discord and more. That's linked down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stassurfs.com/Patreon. And now, let's dive into it. So, we are up across the board in the U.S. stock market. Dow's up about 0.2%. SPY's up around 0.5%. The Qs are up almost 1% as the Russell is leading the green, up around 0.91% on the day. And we have the VIX down. We have oil moving up, both Brent and WTI, as it seems like silver's up. Gold's probably up as well. Let me add it back to my watch list here. It looks like I deleted it by accident. Gold's up, silver's up, oil's up, every index is up. It's one of those days, guys. And you know, at this point, the Russell hit all-time highs a couple of days ago. SPY did as well. Same with the Dow, right? Every index except for the NASDAQ has been hitting all-time highs. So we're just cruising here, guys. And the big thing the market's been paying attention to has obviously been, well, Iran for one thing. Recently, the Fed. What's going to happen with rates? Are we getting a rate cut? Are we getting a hike, right? We're seeing a lot going on in the market when it comes to that. So we got some data today which is pointing to, well, us not getting a rate hike for the foreseeable future. Potentially. That's not guaranteed, but we got some data today, and the U.S. economy unexpectedly lost 23,000 jobs in July. Let me actually pull this up. Give me a second, guys. Hold on. So we lost 23,000 jobs in July, and the market was expecting a gain of 80 to 85,000 jobs. So with the labor market giving us this week of a report, what do you think the Fed's going to do, right? Are they going to cut rates? Probably not. Based on one report, I doubt it, considering, oil's still up. The, conflict in the Middle East is still happening. So they're not going to cut rates, but they're definitely going to hold off at least a little bit on hiking rates, or they're going to reconsider it at least. And that's what the market likes at this point. So, yeah, the labor market is not looking too pretty based on this report. But the fact that now the Fed might reconsider rate hikes or halt them or maybe push them back a little bit. The market doesn't want a lot of rate hikes, guys. Hello, we all know that. So we're seeing that nice push today. And if we come here a little bit deeper, we can see the U.S. economy, again, unexpectedly lost 23,000 jobs for the month compared with a downwardly revised 20,000 for June, and the Dow Jones consensus forecast had been looking for a gain of 83,000. And at the same time, the unemployment slipped to 4.1%, believe it or not, as the labor force participation rate fell further to 61.4%, its lowest in more than 5 years. Another indication that fewer Americans were working or actually looking for jobs. And here we can see since 2022, the monthly job creation in the United States has plummeted. And let's be real, right? All these jobs that were added back in 2022, these massive spikes, these are just jobs for the most part that were lost during COVID. So people lost their jobs, a lot of layoffs, a lot of jobs went away, the shutdowns, blah, blah, blah. What do you think's going to happen when the economy reopens? I mean, hello, we're going to get an unbelievable amount of job creation, quote unquote. But in reality, most of these jobs are just jobs that we had before. They got taken away. and now they're back. I mean, we're not going to open that can of worms again from a couple of years ago. But man, the economy got jacked up for sure. And at this point, we're in a more, this is a more legitimate, I guess, labor market. We're not seeing jobs come back from a global pandemic. This is the reality of where we're at. We're losing jobs. The market's been a little rocky the last year, year and a half, the labor market, and it's still remaining that way. So with that being said, again, the Fed's not just going to come in and go crazy on rate hikes, because that could put even more pressure on the labor market. So that's pretty much everything that we want to, or that I wanted to go over regarding that. It looks like here in terms of the actual jobs, let's see. It looks like the decline was led by 50,000 decline, a 50,000 decline in local government, education, and a loss of 19,000 retail jobs. Financial activities posted a fall of 14,000, and leisure and hospitality lost 40,000. Insane. A possible consequence of the World Cup tournament ending is what they're saying. So we're seeing potential layoffs regarding hospitality, maybe hotels, right? Different restaurant chains or whatever it may be in the major cities, potentially. Who knows? Healthcare, which has been the leading sector for job creation, rose by 22,000, which was below its 12-month average of 36,000. And construction also saw an increase of 22,000 as private payrolls did increase for the month, up 30,000 as government jobs declined by 53,000. So we're all over the place. We're up in one sector, down in the other, and it all adds up to, again, us losing 23,000 jobs for the month of July 2026. So if we come back over here to the charts, again, the market is going nuts. It has been for the last couple of days. Maybe not so much the Qs, although it has recovered big time. It's not quite yet breaking out the NASDAQ, but all these other indices are breaking out. We're hitting all-time highs, and a lot of these individual stocks, guys, are going berserk, especially some of these AI stocks. After we got news that the Trump administration is drafting a ban on Chinese AI equipment, a lot of these picks and shovels plays have been going nuts. Coherent is almost at $400 again, guys. This stock hit did it hit the 180s? No, it hit 215, close enough, just about a week ago. Now it's at 385. I mean, this thing is going ballistic. Obviously in the photonics space there. GLW is one that I own. This thing's going berserk, up 6%. We hit 115 after earnings. Now we're back in the mid-high 160s. The stock's up 45% off the lows. We have names like Palantir, guys, which, oh man, I so wish I bought those Palantir calls. And, part of me is like, Stas, you stayed with your principles. You didn't gamble on earnings. Good on you. But the other part of me is like, oh man, I was literally about to buy the 130 calls that expired today. That was my most aggressive play that I was going to do. And I was also thinking, maybe let me give myself more time on my side. Let me buy some September, October calls. Either way, I would have made hundreds of percent. If I bought the ones that expired today and I held them till now, which I probably wouldn't have, I would have locked in gains yesterday. I would have made 700%, I think, pretty much. It is what it is. And at this point, Palantir is completely breaking out. We've filled the gap to 160. And do you guys remember I said 160, watch out for it? That's a multi-month resistance stemming back from March. Well, that's completely breaking out on Palantir. Now this name is up another 9%. Like I said, a lot of these AI plays are doing well. Coherent 15%. Airbnb is playing out beautifully. The stock's going berserk. We called this out. They reported great earnings. This was a clear World Cup play. summer travel season type play, but really mostly a World Cup play. And they knocked it out of the park, guys. $22 Green Day per share today. Stocks like Redwire, oh my goodness, man. Redwire is a stock that I'm in via call options, and this stock's been going berserk. Let me tell you, we hit 775 just a week ago, 8-9 days ago. Now the stock's up 75% off the lows. We're pushing 1350, and I think honestly this could be going higher. I think we're going to $15 on Redwire. Maybe even higher than that. I don't want to get too crazy. I might, if we do get a $15 move on the stock, I might sell my calls. But for now, I'm holding on. And these calls expire in January. I have $10 calls, so I'm looking pretty juicy. Looking pretty good on those, man. And if we take out the highs from, January of this year, this stock might be going even higher, but we'll see. Let's not get too excited yet. But it's already breaking out. Great numbers they just reported and strong guidance. Shout out to Redwire, ticker RDW. Let's see what else is moving. A lot's moving today, man. A lot's moving today. SpaceX is back up 12%. So SpaceX is seeing a lot of buying, even with all those shares being put onto the market yesterday. 912 or 11, 910, whatever it was, million shares, insider shares. So that stock's moving. Looking pretty good. What's down today, guys? What is down today? We have Alphabet down, which I'm happy about, actually. Bring it down because in my one portfolio, I am going to get assigned on my Amazon calls I sold. So I'm going to book a juicy profit on Amazon. I kind of want to shift that money into more Alphabet. Alphabet's a stock that I've been in for years, and I kind of want to buy more. I wish this kind of happened a week earlier when Google was at 320. That would have been awesome. That would have been a good time to get a nice influx of cash, but it's at 350, and at the end of the day, yeah, it is up $30 off the lows, 10%, but I think it's still a good buy valuation-wise for where we're going. I like it, man. And if this thing finally, or not finally, but somehow gets back to the 330, 340 range, I'm going to be buying a good amount of Alphabet for a play to the 400s, maybe even higher. So Alphabet is high, or is down right now. Mercado Libre is down, which I'm pretty much break even on. Micron is down, which this stock's at 100, or not 100, 800. 100 would be bad. $870. We're still getting hit at these moving averages. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I want to see it break out of at least 950 to 1,000. That's going to be the breakout spot. But for now, we're in the mid-8s, mid-high 800s. And you could buy it here and hope for a breakout. But I'd much rather wait for the confirmation on a play like Micron, just to play it safe, So what do you guys think? Happy Friday, pretty good day for the market. Labor market data came in weak. It's a rough labor market, at least in July, as of July. But that's good for the market, the stock market, right? As rate hikes now are further in question. The fact that we might not get rate hikes, or they might get pushed back, that's going to be something that the Fed is going to discuss now. That's the reality. They're probably talking about it right now as we speak. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe, join my Patreon if you want to keep up with my portfolio updates, trades, investments. If you want to be a part of my private Discord, all that's linked down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stocksurfest.com/Patreon. I'll see you guys in there. And with that being said, have a great rest of your day and have a great weekend.